Ah, man. So today, I can no longer say that I am unemployed.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
you.
I can
Fancy.
I can stop annoying you guys with that trope.
That's nice. It's like a vegan decided to start eating meat.
I might eat some bacon today. I don't know.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, it was nice. I went into Whiskey Tavern in Chinatown, and we were just kind of getting the restaurant set up, getting everything good to go. Yeah, we're doing street. We've got street booths now. I really don't
Nice.
know how it's going to go, but I know tomorrow's our first day back, and it's going to be busy.
Yeah. So the bar actually opens tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
So we still can't have people sitting at the bar. I don't know any of the rules. When I get in tomorrow, I'm just going to be like, okay, so we can have 25 people in the building. Great. Do they all have to have food? Great. Hello, Mom. Um, yeah, it's going to
Hello.
be, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting day.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited that you're going back to work, man.
I'm
I know
excited.
you're excited.
Oh my god, I'm excited to see people.
Yeah.
I bought a new mask because I don't know, I was like I'm going to have to wear this for 8 hours, and I was wearing the medical masks, the cloth masks. I went through a bandana phase. I feel like I've been through so many masks, and I got one of the nice ones with like the charcoal filter on the inside, and it's really comfortable. I wore it all day today.
Nice.
Yeah. I got no problem with it.
Good. Good. I think it's going to be a weird transition of whatever day when we eventually don't have to wear masks all the time because I grab my mask now like I'm grabbing my phone and my keys. And I feel like for a long time I'm just going to be grabbing my mask. And I always have masks everywhere. They're like hidden in every
Mhm.
like part of my Jeep, every part of my house, like at work, everywhere. So, it's gonna be a weird transition there for a while. It's kind of weird how we're such creatures of habit, and it just kind of sets in with us like so quickly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that day, but I also know that I'm going to be just judging everyone that day, even though I have no reason to.
Yeah, I
Um,
do it when I watch movies. I
oh
watch
yeah,
large crowds in movies, and I'm like, uh, put masks on, get away from each other. What are you doing? And then I'm just
go
like,
home, go
yeah.
home.
Then I'm like, this movie was made 25 years ago. You're an idiot.
Yeah, they weren't dealing with that 25 years ago.
No.
No, 25 years ago we were dealing with, um, all the things that you really like that they showed off in Captain Marvel.
All the great 90s stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, let's get this show on the road.
Yeah.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back. Ooh, someone's telling us, Tina said that she can't wait to be at a bar in New York again, which I'm sorry, Tina, you're not allowed in bars in New York. Cuomo said so. It's just a rule now. And we got someone named Maticus that
Oh,
said go to
that's my buddy
Boston.
Matt.
Oh, hello, Matt. I mean, I'll check out bars in Boston, but I feel like you're probably wrong. But like, I've never been there, so uh, I won't knock it till I try it. All right. I'm a pretty open-minded individual.
Yeah. The only difference between a bar in New York and a bar in Boston is a bar in New York you'll get punched by an Italian man, and a bar in Boston you'll get punched by an Irish man. That's it. That's the only difference.
I mean,
And once again, I made the entire city of Boston and New York hate me again. Cool.
oh, hello, Maticus, longtime watcher, first live stream. I really appreciate you with my entire heart, like all of it. Which there's not a lot of it left because the world's crushed me, but it's fine. Mom, I need to introduce the show. I will get back into these comments in a moment. Well, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to BFC'S, where we talk about the Marvel MCU in chronological order. last place we took off was Captain Marvel. Tonight we'll be talking about a new movie. Hey, Jeff, what's the last movie you've watched, and what are you drinking?
The last movie I watched was last night, actually. Blade Runner 2049. And I think I watched it because we just did a little preview. We just did an episode of Have You Played on Cyberpunk that will be out soon. And it got me nostalgic to watch the Blade Runner movie. So I watched Blade Runner the other night, and then I watched Blade Runner 2049 last night. And I absolutely love those movies. I think I will say it, Blade Runner 2049 is better than the first one. It is.
Okay.
Just aesthetic, it's amazing score, amazing cast, amazing story. Um, Sound design is so beautiful in that movie. The set pieces are freaking gorgeous. Like, I love that movie. So I just spit on my mic. Gross. But
Gross.
yeah. Oh.
You better sanitize
And
that
then
now.
oh god. And I'm just drinking as usual a delicious Shiner Bock.
Lovely.
CJ, same question.
So I'm not even sure the last movie I watched because my life feels like it just flows into one day and I don't know what day it usually is, but that's going to change starting tomorrow. But a movie that I watched pretty recently that I've really wanted to talk about is Max Reload and the Nether Blasters. This fucking movie, man. It's first of all, for Eddie, I don't know. Let's just call aggressive nerds. I'll call us all aggressive nerds.
Yeah.
This movie is a wet dream.
Oh yeah.
The main character pisses me off. He's very annoying, but everyone else is awesome. Kevin Smith is in it. There's some other big names. It was crowdfunded via Kickstarter, and it's all about these kids who find this like game. Well, I say they're kids because in the movie they seem like they're in high school, but I think
Yeah.
they're all in college and they just look 12 except for one person that clearly, I'll just say she clearly doesn't look like she's 12. Um yeah. So it's but they find this coveted game that has been around for centuries, but it's changed from board game into all these different things, and it's trying to pretty much enslave the world, and it makes like video game zombies, and then they have to challenge this game master, and it's super dope. Like, it's fucking awesome. So I highly recommend it. I want to say it's on Amazon Prime. And drinking tonight, I've got a Coors Banquet because I'm super classy, and just a
Yeah.
soda water as always.
Okay.
Jeff, what movie did we watch?
CJ, we watched the movie that started the whole thing. 2008's Iron Man. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, we have to start off with the fact that this started everything.
Yeah. We literally wouldn't have any of this without this movie's success. I really don't think they would have continued anything if this movie wasn't as successful as it was. Like, there's just no way. Oof. It was. I liked it a little bit more than I remember liking it. I think we've had so much um overload of everything um by the time we get to Endgame that going back and watching like a very simple like kind of test pilot of how this is going to work was very different to watch now, but genuinely enjoyed it. And I really believe the reason why I enjoyed it is because of one man, and that was Robert
Terrence
Downey
Howard.
Jr. Terrence Howard.
Okay, well, I do agree that this movie was a test to see if this was something they could do, because up until now, Marvel really hasn't made many movies, and most of them have been flops except for Blade.
Yeah.
Like, which, I mean, Blade is not going to be a part of this, but after we're done with this, we might talk about Blade because I would love to talk about that movie.
Oh yeah.
Um,
By the time we're done with all of this, though, the next Blade movie might be out. So
We'll talk about all four of them. Or is there? Yeah, because there's yeah.
because
They're
there's three
unrelated.
original.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
three.
your
But
video's frozen, by the way.
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's been frozen for a hot minute.
All right. Well,
It's a good pose though.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep talking and hope that it catches up. I think I'm
Okay.
still making noise, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I really enjoyed about this movie starting everything is that it came like in the first moments it came through with this how do I say kind of rock star vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like right away, Back in Black. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Like that I loved that so much. The other songs that have come up in it, Suicidal Tendencies, like it was such a cool it
I
was a cool
meant I
setup.
I meant to wear my suicidal tendency shirt tonight too, but I've been in a quick panic mode of barely getting home on time, so
That's
I
true. Well,
completely forgot.
I'm glad you didn't lose anything. So,
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
oh man, I'm still just frozen like that. But it's fine. I look
Yeah, I
cool.
don't know. Yeah, it's a good pose. You're not like making a super weird face, so that's kind of nice.
Well, all right. So, I think we need to talk about this. I think we need to talk about Terrence Howard right away.
Yeah.
So I
Understand from this. No, go ahead.
I really liked Terrence Howard
I did too.
as Warhammer.
Yeah. Warhead or no,
Oh
War
my God,
Machine.
War Machine. I
Well, he
really liked.
wasn't War Machine yet. He was
Right.
Rhodey or Captain Rhodes,
I
Colonel Rhodes,
I
Colonel Rhodes.
Oh yeah, I really liked him as War Machine. He brought like another level of professionalism to it that I don't
Hmm.
think Don Cheadle has, but he doesn't have the level of comedic timing that Don Cheadle has. Well, I
Yeah.
think Terrence Howard, as I understand, the reason why he was cut from it was he wanted more money than RDJ, which is crazy for the fact that he was Iron Man, but not crazy for the fact that Terrence Howard is a much more well-off actor.
Yeah.
Like
Agreed.
I will say that he is a better actor. But you are not the title character, so you got to be along for the ride.
Yep. And that's what I understand is that he was upset that Robert Downey Jr. was getting a lot more than he was for the movie, and that's why he decided to step away. And I'm sorry, you're good, but you're not. The movie isn't called Iron Man and Rhodey. It's called Iron Man. Like that's it. Like you can't demand that much money when you're not the lead actor. The movie is about his origin story of
Right.
becoming Iron Man. Like it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I would have loved to have seen Terrence Howard continue like playing Rhodey throughout these movies. I think it would have been very interesting. So,
I feel the same way about Terrence Howard as I do about Edward Norton, and I'm excited to get into that next week.
yes. Agreed.
Um, so I might
Wait, is
just
it
not have a camera for a minute, which I might just make your part bigger, and everyone will just look at you, and they'll just listen to me.
okay?
There it is. Great. So I don't know. Mine might come back. It might not. I don't know.
Okay.
But so okay, we were just talking about Terrence Howard. I guess let's keep talking about the cast. So the cast it's got some big names, but it is relatively new in the according to Maticus, Terrence Howard actually made more money than RDJ in the first Iron Man.
Oh, look at that. Fun little fact check.
I did not
But
know that.
I know there was a money issue, and the reason why they weren't going to continue. I don't think they were going to continue to pay him as much as he wanted to, because I think right after the success of Iron Man, they were going, oh, "Okay, you guys need to buckle up because this is going to be a long ride. We're doing this."
I mean, if you
And
look at Chris Evans, he was kind of put in that same box that they were like, "Listen, man, you're not gonna make that much money right now.
yeah,
You gotta wait your turn."
yeah,
All right, well, yeah.
yep. Um, an actress that I've always been kind of iffy on, great in this, and that was Gwyneth Paltrow playing Pepper Potts. I think she is a fantastic Pepper Potts. I think she does a great job. I actually very much enjoy her as this character, and it was a good introduction to her sassiness, kind of showing that she sort of runs things for Tony, because I mean, without her, he couldn't get anything that he does done. Because I think that's how a lot of these, like, genius level type of billionaire philanthropists, as he describes himself, um, they can't like function doing day to day stuff. And I think that having somebody who pretty much runs his company for him, like, fits really well. And like, she's a badass character, and I really enjoyed her.
I liked her, but I also felt kind of, I try to separate the person from the performance,
Yeah.
and she has some questionable decisions that she has made recently. um,
Yes.
she's got a candle that I, to be honest, really want to smell. Um, so I just
Yeah.
kept reminding myself of that, and I kept being like, put that away, put that away. Look at the performance, look at what she's doing. And I did thoroughly enjoy her. She played a very good, you never really knew where her head was at, whether she was trying to be more professional or she was just like losing her mind, or they kind of were falling for each other. And that dress that she wears, that is a fantastic dress.
That was a great dress.
Whoever put her in that dress, like whatever costumer you are, good work. That dress
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Yeah. Agreed.
Um,
Um, who else? Oh, duh. Come on.
oh, I know we're going to talk about Jeff Bridges. All right, I always want to talk about Jeff Bridges.
I know. I just want to talk about Jeff Bridges just in general every day.
Okay, real quick, folks, we're going to take a small break. We're going to shut off the stream. I'm going to get my camera back going, and we're going to hop back on. So give us just 5 minutes, and we will be right back with you. So sorry for the technical difficulties. Okay, we are back. I'm aware we'll be online in a second, but yeah, we'll give this quick moment till it says on my Twitch stats. Okay, so we are live now.
Okay.
Before we talk about Jeff Bridges, because I feel like that's going to be our entire conversation. That's going to take us to the very end, because clearly that man is a goddamn champion.
Yes.
Let's talk about Jon Favreau.
It's great.
Equally,
he made
equally a champion as the director, took a chance on actors, was in it. Also, this was the introduction to... Wait, no, Scarlett Johansson was in the next one.
Yeah, she was in the second one.
Yeah, I watched that one, I think, 2 days ago, and I might get some things confused today,
Okay.
but it'll be fine.
You're like, and then Whiplash shows up, and... which actually, if you notice, the two fighter pilots that try and take down Iron Man when he's flying and Rhodey calls him off, their names are Whiplash 1 and 2.
Oh, I did not
Yeah.
catch that Easter egg.
So it was it was a little Easter egg. And I think the biggest Easter egg in this movie, so remember the part where Jeff Bridges' character, what the hell's his name?
Obadiah Stane.
Obadiah Stane. He's talking to that one scientist, and he says Tony Stark built this in a cave, with this weird, like, he takes on like this Scottish accent for some reason, only in that line. The scientist that he's talking to, did you recognize who that is?
I can picture him in my head, but I don't know where he was in another movie.
So that's Peter Billingsley, who's been in every Jon Favreau movie and was made very famous as Ralphie from A Christmas Story.
Oh my god!
Yes, and he is also one of the producers of Iron Man.
Wow.
And he is one of the producers of Spider-Man Far From Home. And his character actually comes back in that movie.
That is very cool. I did not even make that connection. I just saw that guy and was like, oh yeah, he's in stuff.
Yeah,
he looks just like him.
He was one of the elves in Elf.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Ah, tiny little Ralphie, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah, Peter Billingsley has this weird connection with the MCU, and it's just like, it's so strange.
Well, I think that's kind of just how Jon Favreau operates. because he,
Yeah.
even when he cast Paul Bettany, I just watched an interview with him. Uh, they did a movie years back, and all of a sudden, Paul gets a phone call from John. And he's just like, "Oh, hey, John, what can I do for you? What can I do for you?" And he's like, "I'm directing this movie. It's going to be crazy. It's Iron Man, so it's about this man in this suit that's like, I don't know, a billionaire, but he has this computer that's just has to be this like bodiless, just like, I don't know, just a voice. And I really
Yeah.
thought of you." And Paul Bettany was like, "Okay, well, thank you. I guess that might be a compliment. I don't know how to feel about that." But
Yeah.
he accepted, and before then it was there wasn't a real outcome of what was going to happen with Vision.
Yeah.
So,
There was absolutely no plan for that. There's a lot of accidents that happened in the MCU where it was just happenstance. Like it was just like, oh, well, glad that kind of worked out.
oh yeah,
Like, yeah, it's amazing. Ah, have you ever seen the screen test of Robert Downey Jr.
no,
trying out for Tony Stark?
no, I have not.
Crushed it.
Will you
It is.
just demonstrate it
It's,
right now for all of our viewers?
yes. Let me go get a martini and a suit. I'll be right back. Yeah, he absolutely crushed it in the screen test. Like they even the casting director, who's pretty much the entire MCU casting director, um, she was just like, yeah, we knew right away. We just he is Tony Stark. I mean, his it's got to be the best casting ever. Like it's unbelievable.
I, he looks so much like the comics, but I just hate that facial hair so much. I hate it. I
It fits him
absolutely
for
hate
some
it.
reason to me though.
For some reason, he pulls it off, but I just hate it so much. Why? No,
Yeah,
but then
I
again,
should have just grown mine out just for this.
yeah, I
Just got
say
yelled
that,
at
but
work.
like I have this super gnarly mustache and I had a beard a week ago that was down to here and just gross. So that's at least well taken care of and put together. I guess I'm just jealous of how well taken care of and put together Robert Downey Jr. is. It took him a long time to get there, all right?
Hey, Robert Downey Jr., not well and put together, was still pretty good looking.
Oh yeah. Okay, all right. I wasn't saying that I'm not good looking, all right? All right, you can chill out on that.
Okay.
I
I
get it.
wasn't
I'm
either.
handsome. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that you are. So I guess we're gonna talk about Jeff fucking Bridges, the fucking dude.
Ah,
Such a menacing character.
yes.
Like when he's sitting in his house and it's so gaudy. His house is so gaudy and terrible, and he's just got this robe and a drink, just hanging out. Ugh. It made
Just
me feel
being full
so
on Jeff
gross,
Bridges.
and I was just waiting for him to turn, and it was. I mean, it's Jeff Bridges. He shows up on screen and he steals it.
Yeah, 100%. I kind of hate that spoiler alert. I don't know who we're spoiled this for, but that he dies because I would have loved to have seen his character come back. I think it'd have been better if he just got arrested at the end, and then we are like, "Ooh, is Obadiah Stane gonna come back?" Like,
What's gonna happen?
yeah, the Ironmonger.
He I he was so good, but I hated the fact that his Iron Man suit was so slow.
Yeah,
Which I
yeah,
know that's kind of the point, I guess, but like it was just I was like, this fight. I guess it's good, but it kind of sucks.
yeah. Well, at least his are functional. Like once we get to Iron Man 2 and talk about Justin Hammer's suits, because those things sucked.
Yeah, those were that's well we've had a few movies to get to that.
Is is Hulk in between Iron Man and Iron
Yes.
Man 2?
Yeah, next week is going to be the Hulk with Edward Norton and Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler, who just doesn't come back at all in the MCU, and we just don't talk about it.
um, so I do want to talk about some things that just rather annoyed me. Um, Actually, I think most of my stuff was just excitement. Actually, I was excited to sit back down and go through this because now we've seen. I think it's crazy to see where it's gone and where it began.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah,
CGI was pretty good for the most part. The only part that I really have a complaint about is when he's getting put in the suit. But I get that. That's a hard
Yeah,
thing to do, especially in 2008.
it still looked pretty decent though. I
He,
mean, I don't know what it looks like to have a suit go around somebody like that. So if you told
uh,
me that's how it looks, cool. That's how it looks to me.
you live a very boring life, my friend. All right.
Oh, fuck.
I've seen some shit. I do think that his chest prosthetic looked amazing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
they did a
like
really good job with that.
that one. I was like, yeah, that looks like, yep, it looks like he has a hole in his chest. And that
Yeah,
whole
it looked
scene about when he asks Pepper Potts to replace that, and she just pulls out the magnet, and it's just full of gunk. I don't even know what to
yeah.
call it. Like, that grossed me out so much.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, hurry up or I'm going to go into cardiac arrest." And she bumped the side and he started to flatline and I was like, "Oh, really? He didn't make like a operation joke because that
He
was a
did
perfect
make an
time."
operation joke.
Did he?
Yeah, before she even does it, he's like, "Hey, it's Operation," and she's like, "What's Operation?" He's like, "You never played that? No, never mind. We don't have time for this."
Oh, well, just right over my head. Completely missed it. And then as I was watching it, I was like, I can't believe he didn't make an operation joke. That felt like a great moment to do an operation joke.
Yeah, that was pretty much immediately when he was doing that. But
I don't know. He's quick-witted and fast-talking, so
and you're
sometimes I miss
just like
stuff.
slow-witted and slow talking. So
Yeah, thanks. Cool. It's just the It's All Jeff podcast. Sweet.
hey, your camera works all the time, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. And my audio now.
yeah. So I thought it was so interesting. Well, no, I didn't think it was interesting, but there was a moment where he's like first flying up and he's flying up and he's getting higher and higher and he's freezes and then he just his whole suit shuts down and I just thought, yeah, what if he died right now?
And that's it. We
That's
never
that
get
would end the
anything else.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you realize that Coulson was not supposed to be a reoccurring character?
No, I didn't.
He was not supposed to be.
I thought that was all planned.
Nope. He was supposed to be in that movie, and that was pretty much it. And I mean, he kills it. And then they brought him back for Iron Man 2.
Yep.
And then he also kills his in that. And then he just keeps killing it until I'm not going to give any spoilers. But he's alive forever.
They kill him. Oh,
Ah!
well,
Ah!
they bring him back in the Shield show, but I didn't barely watch that show, so I don't even know what the fuck that was
Yeah,
all
I
about.
couldn't tell you anything about the Marvel shows. No, this
Some
is
of them.
no, I can't tell you anything about any of them.
Well, you should. Daredevil was fantastic.
Couldn't get into it.
Oh, so good.
I got
Some
through
of the
like
best choreographed fighting I've ever seen in a show.
3 episodes. Yeah, I'll watch the fighting, but just like as a show, nope, not for me.
Oh, mm, okay.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
cool. See you later.
Oh, I'm out of beer. Um, so comic book history. We can jump into that a little bit.
Absolutely.
So Iron Man first showed up in 1963. It was called Tales of Suspense, number 39. Um, and he was just kind of a character. His whole character was supposed to be Stan Lee playing kind of a satire, his sort of what do I say it? His kind of voice about Cold War and the fight against communism. There's a lot of like because Stan Lee was all about like metaphors with his characters and everything like that. Um, and then I mean, Iron Man was just kind of a character. He wasn't that big of a deal, but he became a big deal in 1968 when he put the Avengers together. I mean, he was the start of it all. So, I mean, it felt very fitting that the MCU, because they were ultimately trying to lead to an Avengers movie, they were hoping to at least get to that. And having Tony Stark, you know, or Iron Man be the first movie makes sense because it's the same way the comics went down for the most part. Um, the story from the comics is pretty much the same. I mean, they've changed his character a lot from the beginning because he was a little bit more stoic, and then they made him a little bit more witty as time went on. And obviously, it's just like any other comic book; he's been reset and changed 1,000 different times. But I mean, the story's pretty much the same. I mean, James Rhodes is his best friend from the beginning, and Obadiah and Pepper Potts, and it's. I don't know if Happy Hogan was actually a character from the comics. I don't remember him,
Hmm.
John Favreau's character.
Yeah.
I feel like he was because John Favreau tried to stick to the material pretty closely, so he probably was. I just don't remember. So, but I mean, he was kind of a lame character for a long time through the 60s and 70s. And then they slowly made him more badass because, I mean, he was literally walking around in an iron suit, which makes no sense.
No.
That would be super heavy and uncomfortable and shitty, but
I'm even wondering how heavy you think his suit is that he wears now. What is it made from? A
um,
platinum gold alloy? Is that what it's made from?
yes, that's what he says.
Yeah.
And then eventually he makes it in, it's made from nanites, so it's probably super light by then. But I don't know how nanites work.
You don't learn that in army school?
Army school didn't teach me nanites. All right, guys. After we get done learning how to shoot the M4, we're going to get into nanite technology. We're all like, "Whoa,
Wait
that's a
a
huge learning
minute.
curve."
Yeah, I'm very curious to how heavy that suit actually is in the first one.
27 kilograms.
Oh, perfect. Done. All right, great.
I don't know. How heavy is the Iron Man suit? 225 pounds.
Thought it would have been. I thought it would have weighed more.
Oh, no. In armor mode, when he, like, I guess, ups the armor, it's 425.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
that
pretty
seems
heavy
about
suit.
right.
But with the
Yeah.
technology, it wouldn't seem that heavy because obviously
Yeah.
he's Tony Stark. Like he does what he wants.
Yeah.
Breaks his own cars just to make a suit.
I think this is the I think this is one of my favorite character arcs. Just because of the it it's a really deep one. It's about somebody going through a very traumatic event and deciding to completely change who they are kind of as a person. I mean, changing their entire business, everything they sort of believed in, um, you know, putting his company in jeopardy, like everything, his entire livelihood because of this traumatic experience. And
Yeah.
as we go through this MCU, Tony goes through some of the like most traumatic events that changes him drastically from movie to movie. Like he definitely has the roughest time, I think, out of everybody. So,
He does go through very, very dramatic things, and we're going to be going to get into those as we get further into the movies. But specifically in this one, he goes through this kidnapping, which, just bringing back to the beginning of the movie or when it picks back up at this moment, he got kidnapped pretty fucking easily. And
yeah.
I've never been in that situation. I would like your perspective on that moment. Not that you've
Oh,
been in that position, but the fact that you are in the military.
okay. So,
Do they die like immediately?
yeah, because first off, is the Air Force. No offense, Air Force. And the one female airman, when they're getting shot at, literally says, contact left, and then opens the door to the left and gets shot. She said it. She was saying, hey, we're getting shot from the left, and then decided to just open the door and get killed. Okay? Literally, they're riding around in non-up armored Humvees, which in 2008, we definitely were. I don't know why they were just driving around in basically just metal. It's just metal. Anybody could shoot through that. He's got no other technology or protection with him. If he was a smart man that knows everything about, um, you know, uh, weaponry and things like that, first off, I feel like he would have some weapons on him, maybe. And no offense to the Air Force, but he would not have the Air Force. He would be like rolling around with like an ODA, like a special forces or like a SEAL team or like Marine special
I
operations,
mean,
like
he
somebody
is
in
the world's most profitable weapons dealer, essentially.
Yeah, and he had like security forces, like airmen who are just military police. Like that's, I'm pretty sure that's what he had rolling with him. Like they're the most basic, just very basically trained airmen. Like no.
Okay, so then going a little further into that, so that when they are leaving to drive down in those metal boxes, Rhodey Rhodes comes up to him and he's just like, "Nope, this is the fun V," and his best friend just doesn't come with him. And isn't Rhodes in the army?
Rhodes is in the Air Force.
He's in the Air Force. Okay, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So then, and where are these other Humvees when the one is getting attacked? Did they just go in shifts?
I don't know, because it was a convoy. I'm guessing. I think it was like 4 vehicles, which 2008 Iraq, the convoy standard would not be 4 vehicles. I'll tell you that right now. Be much more. And they
For
had,
our listeners and viewers, what does that mean?
meaning how many vehicles they have within their line of vehicles,
Right.
their convoy, right? And guarantee the standard operating procedures at that time was not to have 4 vehicles, and 1 vehicle got blown up in front of them, right? And then theirs got shot up. So I'm guessing they probably put him towards the second to last vehicle, because that's what I would do. And I don't know which one Rhodey went in, and I don't know if he just drove away or what what happened.
That was my biggest gripe with the whole movie, was that moment that happens very early on.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, this doesn't make sense. Nope, nope. But it gets into this very like interesting part of the movie where Tony Stark really like has to buckle down and learn who he is, and he creates the first Iron Man suit, which will get into my second frustrating part of the movie after we talk about this whole area of him in the caves. I loved the caves. Like, I loved the building of the first Iron Man suit and figuring out a way to do it, and clever of using layers to like put them together and, I don't know, make a full blueprint. The guy he was hanging out with, he knew he was gonna die the whole time,
Yeah.
but he knew this was his purpose. He had such a nice like short arc that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
The first suit, the whole scene of him getting out of the cave, I really enjoyed it. Had this kind of horror vibe to it that didn't fit the rest of the movie. And then he gets out and he starts to fight people, and then he flies away, and then he lands in the desert, and then he gets picked up. And you're going to tell me that he gets picked up by military and they're going to leave that technology there just in the desert?
Oh, no.
No,
Absolutely
never.
not.
They would not do that.
No. No, they'd be like, where's the suit and where's the cave?
Yeah. How
They
did
would
you
have
do
got all
this?
the
And
intel out of him until they figured out everything that went down. It wouldn't have been like, okay, get on the back of the C-17 and go get a cheeseburger and be a billionaire.
absolutely not. So that's my
No.
second frustrating part of the movie. When the guy was like, I got this suit. What are you going to do for me, Obadiah? And Obadiah was like, nothing. Fuck off, dude. I'm way more powerful than you.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time I was like, how did you get the suit? You're just going to walk around the desert and find the suit because our military doesn't know to pick it up?
Yeah. Which
That's-
oh yeah, so the terrorist group goes back and gets it,
Yeah.
and then Obadiah goes and kills them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obadiah has better security than Tony does. Maybe that was
Yeah,
the
that's
point.
true.
Ooh.
Whoa.
All right, that's the end.
Yeah, it made no sense at all.
No.
God. I love that we nitpick like technical stuff like this, but we're not just like, oh, a dude in a cave built a fucking iron suit
No, I'm over
that
that.
could kill everybody.
All right, I'm over like that. Obviously, is crazy, but I'm into that crazy. All right.
Yeah, that's
But what
true.
I'm not into is stuff that isn't logical and doesn't make sense. which is
Yeah.
also crazy to say after I made the first statement.
Yeah.
This is the world I live in.
What is Tony's house? Isn't that like a famous house that's used in a lot of movies? The one that's right off that coast? I
Uh,
remember it more famously from the third one when it gets destroyed finally. But like I feel like I've seen that movie or that house in like multiple movies. Like it's a really famous house to shoot at. It's somewhere in California.
I mean, it's probably in like Bel Air. I actually know none. I don't even know where Bel Air is at.
I
So.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's farther up the coast. It's north of LA.
Yeah, I was the last time I was in California. I was in the third grade, so I like to say I've never been there.
Yeah, close enough, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know,
Um,
but I do really enjoy that house. Just because it's just cool. I don't think I would ever
it
want
is.
to live there because it just seems I don't. It's too much for me. I'm just a simple man over here, you know. Because
I
I
also
can't afford things, so
I also wouldn't live on a house or live in a house that has support beams in California
no, no,
where earthquakes happen.
absolutely not.
And the worst part is like each section of the house is like a disc shape. So I feel like if an earthquake happens, the pillar falls and then he just slides into the ocean.
Which kind of is what happens later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's talk about his robots. I want to talk about his lab.
Yeah. It it's like it's such a character. It's such a huge part of the building process and just being the fact that they made an arm funny.
They made an arm funny, and what I really enjoyed about it is the fact that he is a man that is unlike any other man, that this is his social interaction.
Yeah.
He talks to this
Yeah.
more humanly than he does to anyone else.
Yeah, he does. Agreed.
Like,
And
that's his best friend, essentially. Well, Jarvis is probably his best friend, but
yeah.
this
And
robot's like his buddy hanging out.
and I really like a lot of those scenes. Like even towards the beginning, like he gets done with stuff and then he just goes straight downstairs to start working on random things. And it's showing that like yeah, he puts out this persona of being this cool billionaire, badass, but he's just a nerd. He's a
Yeah.
straight up nerd and he wants to go to his nerd cave and do nerdy stuff. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't care about any of that other crap.
The only thing that he does care about, and you'll agree with this statement, is, sleeping with broads.
Why do I have to agree with it?
Well,
Tina's
no,
watching this, CJ.
because what you just said was that he does not agree with that, or the only thing he cares about is tinkering and being in his man cave, and I disagree with that. And I think that you would agree that he does have some other vices, and they happen to be
Oh,
women.
yeah, but I think that's filling a void for him.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it is. It's
Actually,
filling in an emotional void.
update on the house. Alicia Keys bought that house.
Oh, thanks, Tina. Thanks, babe.
For our listeners or viewers that don't know that, or don't know who Alicia Keys are, I don't know where you've
Art?
been. Um,
Is she
yep,
multiple?
end of that. Is she multiple?
You said Alicia Keys are.
Yeah, I messed up grammatically, all right? Let me live my life.
Are they a group?
Yes,
Alicia and Keys?
it's the Black Eyed Keys.
Alicia Keys and Peel? I love that. I love that sketch comedy show.
Oh, fuck. On that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back with you guys in a second. Yeah. All right. We are back with Iron Man. And, we've been skipping around this the entire time, but I think it's time that we finally talk about the plot of the movie. Because, why haven't we?
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody sitting here watching this is like, I've never seen it and I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, it came out a while ago, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Go watch it. I'm sure you have a
Yeah.
friend with Disney Plus.
Or just, I'm pretty sure you can find like an Iron Man DVD in like a bargain bin somewhere.
Probably, yeah. But what if you don't live next to places with bargain bins?
Good point.
I know.
I don't know what to tell
All right. Well, I don't know. Why don't you tell me about the plot of this movie?
you. Okay, so we talked about the scene pretty in depth. The whole uh, convoy scene gets shot up, blah, blah, blah. Tony gets kidnapped. He gets pretty much shown on, like, it appears to be like Al Jazeera network, like he's about to get beheaded in some sort of, extremism video. And then it cuts back and it's like 2 weeks earlier or whatever. And it's introducing us at first to Tony, who he is. He's this cool guy, billionaire, philanthropist,
Philanthropist.
playboy, philanthropist. Yeah. Billionaire playboy, as he greatly says later on in the Avengers. Um, and he's kind of a know-it-all, and rightfully so. He's super smart, good-looking guy, you know. Um, ends up kind of getting called out on his stuff for being kind of a warmonger, and by a nice journalist, and of course ends up sleeping with her. You get introduced to Pepper Potts, blah blah blah. Things go on. He ends up fast forward until he goes out there. They show his whole process of him getting captured, meeting this other scientist that's there. He tells him that he has a family and he would like to see them again, which sort of sets up, like, oh, he wants to get out of here. And the terroristic group comes in, tells him, hey man, we want you to build your weapon that you built called the Jericho, I believe. Yeah,
Jericho.
that was
That is correct.
yep. He says, I want you to rebuild the Jericho like you did for us. And he's like, all right, I'm going to need all these parts. Starts building. But the whole time he's laying out this blueprint for a suit that he's going to make. He's going to get in the suit. They've memorized the exact layout of the cave to be able to get out of there because of the other man who we assume has been there for a while. And he fights his way out. He ends up escaping. Unfortunately, his friend that he has met ends up passing, and we find out before that his family had been killed. And when he said that he would meet them again, it was because he was going to meet them in the afterlife. Tony gets out of there. He flies away. He basically has a epiphany, changing of life, whatever you want to call it, and decides that when he gets back home, he announces that all weapons manufacturing.
Wait,
What did I mean?
wait. Will you say what he had? The thought process of what he had when he got out?
An epiphany. I know I add the H onto it. I know.
Okay. Okay.
It helps me say it because I don't like words that start with vowels. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I know there's not an H at the beginning of the word.
That's fine.
Okay, so CJ and Lance love to point out words that I say weird. Okay. I know I say a lot of words weird because I have to enunciate them because if not, I mumble very easily. So I have to add letters to words so people can understand the word that I'm trying to say.
I don't know
That
what you're
makes
talking
sense.
about because
Makes sense in my head.
I'm always a very nice individual and I would never make fun of you for the way that you speak unless you say epiphany.
Epiphany. I know it's epiphany.
Oh,
Okay.
well, real quick before you continue, I just want you to know that Matt says that you never do that.
You never do that. Yeah, because he obviously knows that I do. um, and he gets back, he makes an announcement. Hey, I don't want to continue making warheads. His partner, who actually was partners with his father, Howard Stark, that first started Stark Industries, um, ran the company until Tony was old enough to be able to take over the company. So you kind of feel like he maybe still has this ownership over everything, because Tony's kind of a wild card. Um, he tells Tony like, "Hey man, you got to sit on this for a while." You slowly start to see that Tony, everything that he went through really, it was very traumatic for him. So he's trying to deal with that, and he decides that he's going to make another suit. He makes another suit and then kind of tests it out and then decides that he's going to go back to, I believe it was Iraq that they were in, correct? I think it was. And flies back there, takes out the terroristic group, which that scene was super badass. That
Yeah.
was one of the best Iron Man like individual fighting scenes. That was a really dope scene. Like that first introduction. And I did notice something, and somebody could probably look this up, but I'm almost 100% that I'm right about this. Is the noise that his blasters make, you can hear it now that I can't do it with my mouth, but that noise that it makes, that kind of charge up,
I
yeah,
tried. I don't know. I think it
is
was it.
the exact same noise that the Hydra weapons make in Captain America. It's the exact same noise to the
Oh.
T. It has to be. Um,
Okay.
so he goes back, he fucks them all up. We kind of get better introduced to his friend, Colonel James Rhodey, that was with him during the convoy. It's one of his good friends. And Rhodes basically has to call off these two aircraft because they see an unknown bogey flying through the airspace as he's flying back to California, which he flew from California all the way to Iraq. How fat? What is the fuel reserve on that suit? Did he have to stop off at like a Conoco on the way and like refill?
Well, no, that suit. He's got the new
Oh,
core in
that's
there.
right. He's got the core in there. But
Yes.
still, the fact that
Oh,
how far he flew,
that's still that would take so long. All right, he
he
can't
had to
fly
have
that
peed at some
fast.
point.
He can pee
Does
in the
he put
suit.
a does he put a catheter in?
No, dude, the suit just absorbs it. He
Ew.
talks about it in the third one.
Oh, he does talk about it in the third one. You're right. You're right. Phew. Sorry, man. I haven't seen that movie. I haven't got there yet.
Hey, just not just a hat rack, all right?
I've only seen the 3 Marvel movies we've talked about.
I know. That's why we're doing this because you've just been living in a cave, not making an Iron Man suit.
And so yeah, he goes there, he fucks him up. You know, he tells Rhodey, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." Meanwhile, we kind of pick up on the fact that Obadiah Stane actually set up everything for him to get kidnapped, and he starts to suspect it. He sends his great assistant, Pepper Potts, that we were introduced to earlier, and she goes in, steals some information, figures out that the video, the Al Jazeera like beheading video that they were gonna do or whatever, was actually just them talking to Obi, and yeah, he ultimately finds that out, and he decides to take down Obadiah, and Obadiah's basically made another Iron Man suit, or the Ironmonger as it's called, and they fight each other. And he has to kill his mentor, unfortunately, because he's kind of lost it. And which, him becoming that evil, I would have felt like there was something that would have turned him to that point. You know what I mean?
I don't think I disagree with that.
Like that he was just kind of always just kind of that fucked up.
I feel like that he ran the company with his father, and his father ran a company in the way that he never really thought was worth it.
Yeah.
So when Tony's father died, Obadiah was running it the way that he wanted to.
Yeah.
And the
That
way
makes
that he was
sense.
wanting to is extremely profitable. It's
Yeah, because it's government contracts. People, everybody always wants to know how to make money. Come up with something that the military wants to buy. That is how you make money. Government contracts, you will make a crap ton of money.
so
That
yeah.
is the key.
Then I think that Tony comes into play, and Tony changes the game a little bit while Obadiah is still running it beneath him. He's trying to make money. He's doing things without a conscience, without morality. And
Yeah,
the second that Tony starts to mess with that algorithm, that's when his true self comes out.
yeah, that makes sense. What was his game plan? Just be in the suit, kill the, one of the most famous like people in the world, and then just fly away in his giant suit. Like I wanted to know what his game plan was.
I mean, that suit could have been so much money if he would have sold it to the right person.
Yeah, that's true.
That suit could dominate. If Iron Man's suit was gone and Iron Man was dead, that suit alone would be the most expensive thing in the entire world.
Yeah, true.
So,
Yeah, he would have just got the money and fucked off somewhere, and yeah.
no. So
then we'd have
then
a very different movie.
we'd have a very different movie. Then it's a whole nother MCU where they just focus on Obadiah Stane. Which, give me more Jeff Bridges. Let's go. Can you just introduce him again as another character? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel's done it a few other times, so why not?
Yeah, Josh Brolin's been involved, like, he's been involved many times.
Yeah.
Give us more Jeff Bridges, Marvel. I know that you're watching this. Give us more Jeff Bridges.
Do it,
Thank you.
please.
So then after that, Iron Man has to go to a press junket. Coulson, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, is talking to him about the fact that he's created an entire alibi for him so that they have a whole fabricated situation that happened that evening to get him away from it. And Iron Man walks into the press junket, and he kind of trips up on his words a little bit by that same reporter that he slept with.
Oh.
And she's like, no, I never called you a superhero. And then it's the iconic moment, which brings out the iconic song where he's just like, I am Iron Man. And then the song Iron Man plays by Black fucking Sabbath. It's such a great way to end it, and it just sets up this tone for like what's about to come in the next 13 years. This was a very fortunate event for Marvel. They kind of struck gold on this one.
Yeah, they did. I mean, for them to start the MCU off, I mean, I get it for the Avengers setup, but not a lot of people knew who the hell Iron Man was. They were like,
no.
who?
I can't even tell you. I don't remember seeing this movie when it first came out. I know I saw it, but like couldn't tell you where I was.
Oh, I remember I saw it in the theater for sure. I did.
I was in I was in high school, man. Like I don't know. My life was annoying then.
Saw it right before I went to Iraq, actually.
All right.
Literally right before, because I left in October of 2008. So yeah.
And you immediately just thought, oh fuck, I hope my convoy doesn't get attacked by terrorists and they capture me and put me in a cave to build a weapon that I know nothing about.
Yeah, because then I would have just made like I don't know, like
a slingshot?
A slingshot, or like one of those like straw paper shooters, just like
a blow dart gun?
I would have tried to have made that, but it would have went horrible.
Oh, dude, I can tell you how to make a blow dart gun. We made them as kids growing up. They were sharp, too. That's a whole nother conversation, but I've been stabbed by one of those many times. Good thing.
You're like, I'll miss my friend Frank.
So I do have one, before we get into our ratings for the movie, I do have a question for you. And what was your, like, maybe not your favorite, your favorite piece of technology? It doesn't have to be like the thing that you would want or the thing that was like the most beneficial, but just like, is there like a small piece of technology somewhere that you were like, fuck yeah, I want that?
There was something that was brought, which I know it's coming so soon, and it's so simple, but it was when he was down working on, I think he was working on his car. It was towards the beginning of the movie, and he just has one of those like holographic screens that comes up, and it was so simplistic, and I'm just like, I know we're gonna have them before you and I are dead. They'll 100% be fully like, I know they exist already, but
I give it 10 years until it's like technology we can get a hold of.
Yeah, it's basic consumer stuff that everybody has. But yeah, I'm so stoked for that, just because I just don't like touching physical things. So like having something that I could just sort of move around and it doesn't really exist just sounds way better to me.
Tina, did you hear that?
I meant like technology.
No, you said it. It's
you know how gross my phone is? I hate touching this thing.
My favorite piece of technology, and I think it's kind of obvious when I say it, and it's not the coolest, it's not beneficial at all, I just really like it, is when they're testing the Jericho in the first scene, and then they're finished with it, and then he just opens up the military grade bar that's just like
Yes.
dry ice, and he opens it up and it comes out just like
Yeah.
I want one of those so bad. I would abuse that so much. Tina heard that, so good luck with that later. But yeah, I would want that so bad. It's just cool, but not beneficial
It
at
is
all.
cool. No, it is super cool. I actually just found, I'm probably going to order it soon. It's a jerry can. It's like a fuel can, but you unlock the side of it so it appears like a big fuel can, and you unlock the side of it. It's a little mini bar inside of it.
That's great.
Yeah, it's super cool,
I
and I
thought
really
you were
want it.
gonna say, "Oh, I'm actually gonna order this soon." It's a Jericho missile, and I was gonna
So
be
I
like,
got one of those.
"Wow, wow, this has been a great talk to you." Um,
Well, Jeff, tell us about your black market like purchases, please.
I should probably call someone. Not, not, not anyone official. No, I just gotta call Nala. All right. So Jeff, to finish this out of 6 stones, what would you rate this movie?
I would rate this a. I was my initial was gonna go with a 4. But I think because of the importance of this film, and I really did enjoy it more on my second viewing or like 50th viewing, whatever. The first time I've seen it in a long time. I'm gonna give this 5 stones out of 6.
I would agree. I'm also going to give it 5 stones, and it's
Okay.
mostly because of the importance of it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not perfect. It's not at all. They have things that annoy me. The performances are all pretty great, but it's not perfect.
No.
But if it wasn't for this, we would not be 24 movies later.
23.
23.
Maybe, maybe it's. I don't know.
Yeah, we wouldn't be a
Scale
lot of
preference.
movies later that have given us a lot of good conversations to
Yeah.
hang out and talk about. So yeah,
Agreed.
I would definitely say 5 stones. Um, Jeff, would you like to announce the movie for next week?
Yes. So since I was corrected earlier, next week's episode will be The Incredible Hulk.
Dope.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one in a long time, and I really liked it when it came out.
Yeah.
Um,
Anytime you tell me I get to watch an Edward Norton film, I get
done,
really excited.
done.
So,
Super stoked about it.
yep.
So, hey guys, thanks for tuning in and hanging out with
Yep.
us. We're gonna be doing this every Tuesday, as we have been, unless something happens where technology doesn't work or I happen to drink too much. Whatever. So yeah, we're gonna keep this up. But next week, Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be talking about the Hulk,
The
as you said.
Incredible Hulk.
Is it the Incredible Hulk?
It's The Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, not that other dude. Not Eric Bana. Is that the other one?
Eric Bana was in the Hulk.
Yeah, but that's the other one.
That's the original. Is Eric Bana.
That's so
Then it
bad.
was Edward Norton, and then it was Mark Ruffalo,
All right, so we're gonna be talking about Edward Norton next week.
starring Lou Ferrigno. He was in it.
Yeah, he was. He was. I'm excited to get into all that. Yes, Maticus, you get it.
Yeah. See, he knew.
So yeah, tune in. I don't know. Give us a follow, a like, a shout, whatever. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter at Blanket Fort Bros. Jeff, where can people find you?
You can find me at the Real Jeff Wellman on Instagram. Also, our Spotify. Definitely gonna plug that. We have 2 episodes already finished of Have You Played, so those will hopefully be coming out soon. And I have like 50 in my head and 2 already planned, so we'll have a lot more of those. And that it is just CJ's brother Lance and I break down each week different games that the other person hasn't played. So definitely listen to those on Spotify at Blanket Fort Chronicles.
Dope. You can find me at Colin Ferguson on Instagram. You can also find me on YouTube at Colin J. Ferg, where I read children's books. It's kind of cute. I'm going to do another one this weekend.
It is.
You can also find me on Twitter at GoKidVenture. So send us a message. Send us your thoughts if you have any specific thoughts or things that you want us to talk about on the next movie to come up. And yeah, Jeff, I would say let's hop on Apex tonight, but I've got work for the first time in a year,
Yeah.
so I
And
kind
I
of want to
haven't.
get a good night's sleep.
Same. Yeah. I got a dentist appointment at 7 in the morning. So,
There
yeah.
you go. Both, equally important and exciting.
It's so exciting.
All right. Well, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you.
Love you, dude.
Love you, dude.
All right. Later, man.